Our breaking news coverage continues tonight of the brush fires burning in Suffolk County. You're looking right now at video from Old Riverhead Road, County Road 31. Also, this is near Gabreski Airport. Take a look at those flames.
Just a wild scene, and it gives you a sense of how quickly this fire spread. 4 separate wildfires at one point. The last is just 50% contained right now, but that was the intensity of those flames earlier this afternoon. And now more than 85 crews are out from all across Suffolk County and many from Nassau as well, working to fully contain the blaze. It may not happen tonight.
That, according to the Suffolk County executive, because they are battling the wind, they are battling the weather conditions, and now they are battling the darkness.
Now, there was smoke in the sky here earlier. I don't really think you can see it anymore. It's been windy. As you can see, the flags are blowing pretty heavily, so the wind is definitely pushing that smoke east from us. You can still see it a little bit in the sky here. Now, we've been speaking to people who have actually told us that they've been evacuated from their homes. One woman said that the Suffolk County Sheriff knocked on her door and said that she had to leave. She grabbed a couple important papers and left and is in the parking lot here now. We also spoke with a gentleman who said that he was picking his daughter up from music school and said that he is unable actually to go home right now.
So right now we're stuck, and my daughter has 2 cats. What's your cat's names?
Mr. and Ceci.
Mr. and Ceci. And she's so worried about her cats, and I have to tell her they're okay, but you know, it's tough. 7-year-old, she loves her cats, and we're just hoping that nobody gets hurt and that the neighborhood gets spared, because this is serious, man. I saw videos on Facebook, people were posting right away. So I'm like, oh my God. So, you know, you guys are great. Thank you for giving us coverage about this. You know, something like this, when it happens, it's nerve-wracking. So we're hoping for the best.
New video sent into our newsroom of the smoke coming up from the side of the highway. This was sent to us by a viewer driving past those wildfires.
And take a look at this video also sent in to us by viewers, because we've been getting calls from people all day long about these fires. This is actually from a helicopter where you can just see how massive this fire is. This was sent to us by Brookhaven Town Supervisor Dan Panico, who, when we spoke with him, he had said that there were 40 departments working. Well, that has since grown to now over 70 departments, according to Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine, as crews work to battle this massive blaze that we are told started in Center Moriches, spread to West Hampton, and is now moving towards Quogue.
This is along Old Riverhead Road here in West Hampton, and look at this. You can just see the absolute devastation in this area. You can see the ground all charred right here. Look down here. You can see the pine cones, and look at these embers right over here. Just a complete charred mess. Look at the trees. You can see just, again, charred pine cones. You can see the bark on the tree. It just looks like wood from a campfire, basically. And when you come in here, that's really the first thing that you notice, is this very strong, intense campfire-like smell.
Be able to see that smoke. That's staggering.
It happened so quickly, and we're taking a look at more of these pictures now as they continue to come into our newsroom of some of that smoke. You can imagine seeing that across the sound. Perhaps look at all of these different images that came into us. You see, Jennifer says she saw those flames right along the side of the road there. You see others, you see that comment there about Jones Beach, people seeing it, whether you were close, whether you were further away. It is nerve-wracking to see this type of thing. One of our viewers even said that the smoke damaged her fence, but the fire department got to the scene and was able to hold the line in that area. There could have been really significant damage.
This is terrifying that we are talking about this. And one of the big issues, of course, is the wind. We want to bring in meteorologist Julian Seawright. He's been tracking this since about 1 o'clock. And I know, Julian, you said you could see it on the radar when this first happened.
Yep, initially for the first several hours of this afternoon, we were able to see the smoke plumes that were just outside of East Moriches, making its way towards West Hampton, where we could see those plumes on radar.
The governor saying that not only was a state of emergency issue, she said there are 4 Black Hawk helicopters. One of them, I think she said, has 660 gallons that it is taking to drop water on this fire. And we are seeing this unfold in this video. This is just so unbelievable for us to see happening right in front of us. And as we see that bucket going down into the water, we see the wind just from the rotor blades there. But the wind outside is actually something that has been a big factor in this fire.
And that's the only water we've seen. We're not seeing a lot of moisture, not a lot of precipitation. Put those two together, you got a problem. Illustrate exactly what you saw, whether you were up close or whether you were far away. People providing context for us as well, whether it was smoke. Look at Marilyn. She was there in West Hampton Beach. Yeah.
Wow.
And again, whether it was in the distance or if you were up close driving past.
We want to go right now to the governor of the state of New York, Kathy Hochul, joining us on the phone. Governor, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
I appreciate the great coverage that News 12 has been giving of this really difficult situation where the winds are just our enemy, and they're creating havoc in the communities along, particularly in Brookhaven right now, and we're seeing people having to be evacuated from the West Hampton area.
Governor, if I could just ask you to go back for a second, did you say that some homes had been lost?
At least one or two that I'm aware of already, and there are a number in harm's way.
This is just terrible news to hear as we're taking a look right now at some of these images here. Governor, also tell us, what does this state of emergency mean? How is this going to directly impact Long Islanders? What do they need to know about it?
It allows us as a state and localities to be able to bypass traditional procurement measures. We can get resources on the ground immediately.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul joining us live this afternoon. Governor, thank you for your time. We will continue to check back in with you as hopefully this fire gets put out sooner rather than later. Contain this to put it out. As you see the flames right there burning almost right next to the highway. We spoke with the chief fire marshal for Nassau County because resources are being marshaled not just from across the state, but also right next door in Nassau to help put this fire out. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
We're sending 10 of the available 71 departments that we have. There's 10 resources all told going out. Probably going to be somewhere in the area of about 70 firefighters, 70 to 80 firefighters. So we still have plenty of assets here in Nassau to protect county residents and any calamity here. But we're going out to help Suffolk like Suffolk has helped us.
These are pictures that viewers sent in to us. I mean, stunning.
It's stunning to watch and dangerous to be in or near when you think about the air quality at play. I heard you talking earlier about people out there needing to bring masks back in some cases. I mean, look, a lot of us don't have the masks on us anymore, right? So that's really concerning to think about. Imagine, that kind of gray, dark smoke. Certainly nothing you want to be breathing in.
One of the viewers that we spoke with said that he saw white smoke, orange smoke, and brown smoke. Wow. And we are seeing some of those colors here right in the middle of our screen from these pictures that people have been sending us.
Rich, lots of people are talking to us about their firsthand account with this massive fire. We are joined here by Christine Madden of Center Mauritius.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me, harrowing story, right?
Yeah, I was heading to a play date with my son, and as we're driving down the road, we started to see some smoke, and I thought it was a car fire. And as we got closer, we got to the stop sign at the end of the road, and there was about 6-foot flames at the end of our block. So it was pretty scary, yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Turn around and get the dogs. Yeah, I was heading right back home, and we were heading north then, so we hung out at our friend's house in Ridge and until we knew it was safe to come back home.
And you said this was just really down the block from your home.
Oh, yeah, it was at the end of our block. You see your neighbors, you're driving past, and then all of a sudden you hit that stop sign and just smoke and flames everywhere. And then as we headed over Chapman, over Sunrise Highway, we turned to the right and we just saw tons of smoke. It was really scary. So.
Yeah, and you never seen anything like this?
No, not at all. I don't want to see anything like it again, but the firefighters I hear are doing an amazing job out there and are working so hard to battle the flames and, thinking of them.
Yeah, we all are thinking of them. Thank you, Christine. Yes, and more than 80 firefighters from around our region are tackling this fire. West Hampton, we are told, is still half contained. Fire officials will be out here battling this fire for hours. That's the latest here. I'll toss it back to you guys in the studio.
Carmen, before we let you go, can you ask her, you still smell any smoke out there? What are the conditions like now? And when was she allowed to go back home?
Tama asked if Yeah, Tama asked if there's still some smell of smoke. I don't smell any smoke.
I don't smell the smoke. I do know that about 3 hours ago, my husband went down with a bunch of the neighbors on our block, and there were little fires that were popping up, and they were taking shovels, and they were just trying to battle the little fires because they knew that the firefighters that were out west in West Hampton were working so hard. So, I mean, community working together to just battle and help them out. But it was, crazy. But no smell of smoke out here. No, yeah.
And Tama, I can barely hear you, but I can tell you that earlier in the day, my throat did start to hurt when the fire was in full rage, and it did feel very raspy around my throat. So if you did have any type of respiratory illness, that was really tough for those people.
I'm just looking over some of the pictures people are sending us on Facebook,
Unbelievable.
on X. Look at this. This is
that
from Bruno, and he says the fire was jumping over Old Riverhead Road. And what a picture that is. You see the ambulance there going
this
from
almost
the scene.
doesn't even look real,
right?
That what we're looking at. I mean, and to think that this is happening right here on Long Island. Wow, look at this. You see all the emergency crews there?
This is from Adrian. He's lots of fire departments heading east on the LIE to go help in the firefighter. Look at all those crews lined up. Again, as people are leaving that area, these first responders are rushing to the danger.
We continue to follow the latest on the wildfires on the East End after 4 brush fires broke out on the South Fork. This morning, we know the situation is 80% contained.
3 other fires have already been put out, but not without a serious response.
More than 90 departments in all responding to the wind-driven fires that spread 4 miles.
And now we know this morning at least 1 firefighter was injured during the mass response. That firefighter is now recovering in the hospital.
We also know this morning a home was destroyed in those brush fires and 2 commercial structures were badly damaged.
That's according to the Brookhaven town supervisor, who tells us that the fire also threatened the Gabreski Air Base in West Hampton Beach.
And with much of the flames contained this morning, the focus now turns to how did this all start?
County Executive Ed Romaine says that officials do have information that the fire was intentionally set.
We have had some information that this fire may have been started. We are checking that out. I don't want to lend to any speculation. I want to let the investigation take place and see if, in fact, this was a natural fire that may have taken place, or if this was something more serious and ominous.
This is just terrifying that people are going through this right now. We want to bring in meteorologist Julian Seawright because, Julian, the thing here that we want to talk about is when are these winds going to die down, and what is your biggest concern here with the air quality?
So the air quality, as one of the bigger concerns, is definitely something that we'll have to monitor very closely. As of right now, it hasn't been grossly impacted for that area where we've been seeing the origin of this fire coming from Center Moriches, but the winds, where you can see that light yellow on your screen, that is once again just seeing the wind particles in that shift from the north and west still gusting across Long Island, especially for the areas where we are monitoring to see that smoke and fires, how it's stretching across areas just outside of Oakville and going towards West Hampton as well.
We are in West Hampton Beach on Montauk Highway, right near Gabreski Airport. They actually have the road closed here heading north, and we actually spoke with somebody who says they were evacuated from their house because of the fire. Hi, Julie. How are you doing?
Good.
Can you just walk us through what happened?
Well, earlier I heard the fire department and the fire whistles and whatnot. Saw them pass by my street, and I went out to the end of my driveway, looked up the road towards the old Coast Guard houses, and I saw the flames, the smoke, and whatnot. So I knew at that time it was a brush fire, and I knew I had to start packing and whatnot. But at the time, my daughter was picking up my granddaughters, but now she called me and told me she couldn't come in to evacuate. They're evacuating the neighbors. They're going door to door. And what happened was I wound up having the sheriff drop me off up here. And we do not know how long we're going to be. They said we'll be notified somehow, some way, but we have no idea.